Good morning. This is Blake Williams coming to you from the great state of Alabama, where I'm here this week to work with some high school teams and college teams here. Excited to do that in my home state. And guess what? It's story time. And this story goes back a few years. I used to golf a lot, believe it or not. Before I started Battle Tested, I had a lot more time, and I used to golf a lot, love golf. And I used to organize golf trips for my buddies and I. We would go to a different place around the country and golf some beautiful golf courses. And this one particular year, we were in Jacksonville, Florida area golfing at the World Golf Village. And the trip happened to coincide with a college football game where the University of Alabama was playing Florida State University in Jacksonville. And so many of us decided, hey, after our rounds of golf that day, let's travel to the game and watch the game. So we'd finished our rounds for the day, and we were going to meet in the lobby of the hotel to take two vehicles to the game. And we're all gathering in the hotel, and my friend Dennis comes downstairs to meet us in the lobby, dressed head to toe as Superman. And yes, this is the same Dennis I mentioned in Storytime 1. He thought, it'd be a great way to get hopefully on TV. So Superman is with us as we drive. I'm driving a minivan behind a red Mustang that some other guys had rented in front of me. So we're, following each other to the stadium. Now, as you come into Jacksonville, there are bridges that you have to enter in the city. Bridges that look out over this, beautiful landscape of water. And I found myself kind of gazing out to my left as I entered Jacksonville, crossing this bridge, gazing out to my left at this beautiful scene. My buddy Mark, who is in the front seat next to me, all of a sudden screams my name, which causes me to look forward, and I see that I am about to rear-end the red Mustang, which has already rear-ended the car in front of them. I slammed on my brakes, realized that I'm not going to have enough time to stop and avoid hitting them, so I slammed to the left, the wheel. I wound up clipping the back end of the Mustang, and I slammed the minivan into a concrete divider on the bridge. Both vehicles are just absolutely trashed, wound up being totaled. And here I am thinking, the organizer of the golf trip, this trip is ruined. I have just ruined this trip. This incident has just ruined this trip. Oh, woe is me. Why did this have to happen to me? I thought there is no way we can recover from this accident. And as we're waiting for the police and tow trucks to come to take the vehicles away, I'm sitting on the curb of a sidewalk that goes across the bridge. And I'm just sulking, pouting, right? Just can't believe the trip is ruined. Why did this have to happen to me? And Superman, Dennis, comes and sits next to me, and he puts his arm around me. He says, Blake, I know things look bad right now, but think about this. Somewhere on this bridge, there's a car going by, and there's a little boy in the back seat, and he sees me, and he says to his parents, Mom, Dad, look, Superman is real. Of course, I just started laughing. Dennis had quite the knack for making light of a situation and maybe helping put things in perspective. But you know what? Don't we, during adversity, when things happen, don't we tend to blow them up bigger than they are, make them out to seem much worse than they are? Now, we totaled 2 cars that day, but because of a great friend, Howard, who actually happened to be at the game, he and his wife drove us to the airport after the game. Yes, we did see the game. And we got new rental cars, and we finished our trip the way that we had planned. So the trip actually wound up being a great trip, despite the mishap on the bridge. But when adversity and trials and those things come, we do tend to sometimes make them out to be a lot worse than they are. And I heard several months ago Dr. Kelvin Elko say, talking about perspective in life, and things don't happen to us, they happen for us. And I was certainly sitting on that bridge thinking about, why did this have to happen to me? And when I look back on my life, for most of my life, the adversity, the strife that I went through, I often would sit and think, man, this stinks. Why does this have to happen to me? Why did that have to happen to me? When if I had a simple shift in thinking, which I did start having around the age of 40, if I had a simple shift in thinking to no longer thinking things are happening to me, but they happen for me, they happen for my benefit, man, it changes the way you look at life. It changes the way you look at adversity. And even though adversity often stinks when we're going through it, the trials, the suffering, it's painful and it can hurt. If we just have maybe that thought in our mind that, wow, this is happening for my benefit. There is some reason, some way this is going to help me in my future, help prepare me to be a better person, to be a better friend, to be a better business owner. It's going to help me run battle-tested. It's going to help me in some way. I may not see it now, may not feel it now, and I still don't know why, looking back at that car wreck, that it happened. But everything happens for me, not to me. Can you begin to think that way so that you can experience more comfort, I guess, when trials come, when adversity comes? Change your perspective, change the positive outlook that you might have on life. I hope you have a great week.